They say York is the most haunted city in England. But I'm probably the only person in it named after a ghost. My mother called me Lizzie for the little girl whose spirit once haunted this house. And from the day of my birth, Mama never saw Lizzie again. So I suppose Mama knew what she was about. We live above our shop, Grimm Curiosities, on Goodram Gate. Until 3 years ago, my papa Herbert Grimm ran the business. His passion was old cast-away things. The curiouser the better. I'd never seen him look so lovingly at Mama as he once did at a 17th century Dutch boxwood pipe whose bowl was carved to look like the head of an old woodsman. But Papa also had a merciless sweet tooth, and in the end, it took him from us, or so we were told by his physician. In one fell swoop, we lost his knack for finding treasures, along with nearly all his business connections. Mama and I kept on as best we could, combing the papers for estate sale and auction notices. But not many dealers or auctioneers were eager to trade with women, even Grimm women. We were advised to sell the shop. Neither of us could bear the thought. Grimm's was a part of Papa, and therefore a part of our family. The shop, with all its wonders, had been as much my home as the room above stairs. So instead of selling it, we curtained off one corner, and Mama went into business as a medium, which means people paid her to speak to the dead. Mama had at first been uncertain about it, worrying what the citizens of York would think of us. I assured her that her work as a medium would dovetail nicely with the charmingly eerie ambience the shop already possessed. People up from London, or down from the Dales or Moors, would consult her on a lark, hoping for a story to tell their friends. The gamble paid off beyond anything we could have imagined. In a matter of months, Madame Grimm was more successful than Papa's Curiosities had ever been. People came from as far as Edinburgh and Dublin to consult her. But only some of them came on a lark, and even the ones who did often got more than they bargained for. Mama was not peddling parlour tricks. She had a very real gift. And that being the case, the work took a toll. Those high times lasted all of a year before, on the 23rd of December 1850, Mama spoke to her last ghost, and then never spoke again. Since then, she spent her days in our rooms above the shop, staring out the window at the buildings across the way, and the people strolling by on the cobbled street below. The money she'd earned had gone to pay off debtors and past due rent, and for a time helped to keep us above water. But now we'd fallen behind on rent again, and our landlady had given us until the first of the year to catch up. Moreover, we counted on December to get us through the first thin months of the new year, when sales were slower. Much was riding on this Christmas season. "Mama!" I knocked on her door before carrying in her tea and toast. I set the tray on the table beside her chair. "Oh," I said, glancing out the window. "How pretty!" Large snowflakes, like bits of lace, drifted down over rooftops and sooty chimneys in the pearly pre-dawn light. Happy exclamations rose from the street below. "Look, Mama! The first snow of the season!" Earlier in the year, I would have said her expression didn't change, but by studying her closely in the long, quiet days since then, I had learned to detect minute changes in her features. There was the barest flicker of a smile, though it touched only her pale blue eyes. It was the hope I held on to. "I'll go down and open the shop now," I said. "The snow should put people in the mood for Christmas shopping. Knock your heel against the floor if you need me."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.